Hello everyone and welcome to a Create with Kiely art tutorial video. In this video, I'm going to be teaching a lesson about a transfer technique, the X plus diamond hashtag transfer technique. In this technique, it's very different from your traditional elementary school square grid technique, where that has a lot of math. And we're not here to learn math. We're here to do art. In this particular art assignment, I've asked my students to choose a villain to draw. And for my younger group, I have heroes. So they kind of complement each other. The end piece is going to be a colored pencil artwork. So this initial step is teaching students how to enlarge the image and reproduce it accurately using this technique here. So what you need is a image, a printout of a villain. And we're acknowledging the fact that we didn't have the original idea for these villains, that we are just admiring another artist and learning from them by reproducing their artwork, and never would we claim it as our original idea. So we're paying homage to people we like. In my junior class, my junior lesson, I drew Miles Morales for the thing, and I thought the Doc Ock in the Spider-Verse movie was pretty good. I thought she was an interesting character, and so I chose to do a fan art of her. So here we go. We've got our characters, and we're going to take our scissors and very carefully, not like a hamster, not like a budgie, we are going to cut along the outside edge of the image, nice and straight. So take your time. I can see I have a viewer on my video. Welcome, viewer. It's very exciting to have you here, as I am not a big YouTuber. I have no idea who you are, but I hope that your day is a good one and that you are having a happy time. Glare. Does that help with the glare? That is a little nicer, eh? Okay, so I very carefully cut out my villain's image. Now I'm going to take my ruler and a pencil, and I am going to find the corners of the image. And I'm going to pass my ruler. What works better, lights or no light? Ugh. Light? I think that's a little better. I don't have a proper filming studio. Okay, so I very carefully made sure that the corners of my ruler, so that my ruler is hitting the corners of my image, both corners across, and I'm going to draw a line through there. I'm going to do the same thing for the other two corners. making sure that they're both lined up perfectly before I make the commitment and draw the line. I see some of my friends are still cutting, and that's okay. That's why I'm recording this, although you can't pause me live yet. So we've drawn the X part of our technique. We've done X. So now we're on to the plus. So this is where we get, so a little bit of math. Kind of, sort of, not really. If we can avoid it, let's do it. So I've lined up my ruler, finding 0, and I put it on the physical edge of my image. And it's going through, perfectly through the crosshairs of my X, which is right in the middle, perfectly through it. I'm going to put a mark on my ruler. Don't worry, we'll erase them later. So I put a mark at where the crosshair is. Ready? And I'm going to slide my ruler up to the top edge, put 0 on the, and then I'm going to put a mark where my mark was. Mark the mark. So we didn't really have to calculate anything, measure too much. And then I'm going to take my ruler, put it against that mark I just made, and perfectly through the center. I'm going to go up. Can you see this? So if this is the X going through the center of my page, we're going to be seeing a lot of X's in this activity. Right here, that's the center. Right there, kids, that center's there. Not up here, not over here. Shoot, come on, focus. Okay, this is not the center. This is the center, okay? And make sure that if there's 2 centers that you're going through, make sure you hit through both of them. All right, just reiterating that because I saw some problems in the last class where they struggled with, what is the center? So I'm going to line up my ruler with this mark, and it's going to cross through the center of that X, like so. Then I'm going to do a similar move where I turn my paper around. Find or put a little dash on your ruler. We're breaking rules. We're making marks on our school property. And you're going to slide that ruler up and indicate where that middle is. That way we have a nice straight plus sign. And I'm making sure before I commit that my ruler is hitting that mark and the center of the diamond, the cross, sorry. There we go. I'm going to be a good person. I'm going to take those marks off the ruler. There. See? No harm done. No harm, no foul. So I've done the X, I've done the plus, and it's diamond time. It's much easier. You take the north, south, east, and west, and you connect them. So north to east, or 12 o'clock to 3 o'clock. And you draw a line. Same thing over here, 3 o'clock to 6 o'clock, or east to south. Now, to my friends sitting in the classroom live, for some reason, YouTube does a mirror image recording and then spits it out straight. Or I have some weird setting in my camera. I have to switch it, but I can't do it right now. Whatever. Listen to what I mean, not what I say. There we go. There's the diamond. I've connected the points. I'm just looking around and giving you guys a little bit of time to do this. Okay, I think you're ready. A lot of people have come up for air. Beautiful. So take a look at what you've done so far. Notice that now you have 4 boxes with X inside of them. Can you find the new crosshairs in the 4 boxes? So there's 1, there's 2, 3, 4. Find them in your visual reference. Then we're going to connect the crosshairs vertically and horizontally. So I'm going to put my ruler perfectly through the center. Again, not beside them, but perfectly through that point where the 2 lines cross. And I'm going to draw the hashtag. My visual reference is all these diagonal lines that are throwing me off. Woo. Trippy. Okay, and I'm going to do it on the other side. Boom. And then horizontally through them again, making sure that my ruler's hitting the point where the lines cross over each other. Wow. All right, ready? So we've done the grid on our visual reference. Let's move it over to the good copy paper. So, couple logical questions. If your image is landscape, if it's long horizontally, then put your artwork page in the horizontal landscape position. If it's tall, then put your artwork in the portrait position. So you guys are all going to have different answers, and that's okay. So mine is definitely landscape, no doubt about it. So I'm going to take my artwork, landscape. I'm going to take my visual reference and snug it right into the very bottom corner. It doesn't matter which one. And my edges are nicely lined up here and down along the bottom as best as you can. Then I'm going to grab my ruler once again and lay it across, or sorry, lay it along the diagonal line of the X. So my X was coming across here. And I'm going to just take that diagonal line and extend it without moving my ruler. I'm holding it down. I'm going to slip my visual reference away and continue that line on right into the corner. And all the way across to here. Right to the edge, from the corner to the edge. Now, my diagonal line does not meet up with the corner of the paper up here. It's down. It's down here. And that's okay. The ratio of the size of this paper to the size of my visual reference is different. So when your line, your diagonal line cuts off a chunk of the paper, you know that there's going to be paper that you don't need. Okay? So this is a big logic question. Okay, to you, logic challenge. If I have to do this other diagonal line. I have to do the other one, and I have to extend it off just like I did the first. That'll give me the X on my artwork, and I can just fly from there. Here's the big test, kiddos. Does it make logical sense for me to move my visual reference up here? Is this the answer? You shook your head. You are correct. Why? Yeah, I'm going to be cutting this off. So if I move this up here, she said the top part isn't needed. So if I move this up here and I've already planned to cut this off, then wow, there's problems. Okay. So my answer was to move the image over here. And when I extend this diagonal line, it'll hit, ooh, my camera's just big enough to capture, it'll hit over here, and then it's parallel with the first one. So look at your stuff, look at your artwork, think it out, try to see what's going to happen, and make logical decisions based upon that. Okay? This is the one thing that kind of messes students up because they didn't try to peek into the future. So I'm going to, once I've figured out which corner to put it in, I'm going to make sure that my edges are nicely parallel with each other, nicely snugged up. Snug as a bug. Take my ruler, trying to hold everything still, don't want it jumping around, and lay it along that other diagonal line, nice and straight. And extend it. Slip this out. Finish the line all the way to the corner. Oh, my viewer left. Womp womp. Is my content not riveting? Thank you for not answering. There we go. So I have the X. This line ended approximately the same spot as this one. And I need a long ruler to finish this. These rulers are great for the short length of the paper, but not so hot for the, well, can I steal that from you? I'm so sorry. I will give it back, I promise. So mean, I steal things from students. The really nice ones too. Okay. Tip for you guys, if you do borrow these long rulers, I like to work with them upside down because the cork lifts it up and sometimes my pencil can get right under that edge and it bothers me. If it doesn't bother you, that's cool. There we go. That's all I needed it for. Oh no, I will need it again. Sorry. Sorry, nice person. Wow. You have to figure out where the middle is. So find the physical edge of the, no, I can do it. Put 0 on the edge of the paper, line it up with the crosshairs in the middle here, and put a dash on your ruler. Now, as we're drawing these lines on our artwork paper, I want you to make an effort to draw them lightly. That's okay. That's okay. You can erase it as you're going, but don't push too hard. You're okay. What's wrong? Is it just because I'm going too fast? Okay. You push too hard. It's okay. You can erase it. It's okay. Just ease off a little bit because you're going to be erasing them by the time you finish, right? When you start coloring this in, you don't want to see all these grid lines through your beautiful artwork. So just erase them or keep them light. So I have my ruler with the mark I'd made and going perfectly through the center, drawing that line. And then one more time, and then I'm going to give my ruler back to the kind person who wouldn't say no to a teacher anyways. That's 0. That's that. There we go. And it's back to you. Okay, so that's X and plus, and now we're on to the diamond. I don't know why, but diamond's my favorite. I like finding the ends and connecting them. There we go. If we're talking about an analog clock, that's the kind of clock that has hands that move around the face of the clock, not just the numbers. We're connecting 12 to 3 o'clock, 6 o'clock to 9 o'clock, and 9 o'clock back up to 12 o'clock. Boom. And this scrap piece is a great spot for you to write your name. Yay! Where's the focus? There it is. I'm just looking and observing my class, giving them a chance to catch up. All right. So like before, actually, it's easier now. We can easily find the 4 new crosshairs. 1, 2, 3, 4. Good job, kids. And we're going to connect them vertically and horizontally, making sure that it goes through the middle of those X's. Nice and straight. Nice and straight. Welcome back. Good thing I'm recording this. You guys can watch it, pause and play as you need to. So we're going to connect those crosshairs again through the horizontal. Do that. It is possible to be done with a small ruler. And then again. So the ratio, if you wanted to math this, but I promise we won't, the ratio of this grid is the same as the grid on this one. So whatever you draw on here using this should reproduce the proportions correctly. The one awesome thing that I really like about this grid technique that you can't get with the regular boxes is that you can add more lines to help you find where to put your marks. So normally people struggle with the face and hands of a character. So I'm going to have you find a box. We've got these squares here. There's boxes. And let's add another grid line to kind of help us find where to plot our points out. So I'm going to look at this one right here. For me, I think that will be challenging. There's a lot going on in this box. So I'm going to finish off the X. Ooh, there it is. So I have another grid line here. Find the same one in my artwork and add another one. And you can go so far as to add a plus. You can do a hashtag. You can do a diamond. You can add as many lines as you need to. And this little box is the same ratio comparison as this one. It's cool. There we go. So how do we do this? You're going to go triangle by triangle and look at how the lines of your character cross lines of the grid and how close and far they are compared to the crosshairs. So let's not be brave. I'm going to start with the arm over here. And I'm going to look at where does this line of her forearm cross the grid lines. So it's just below this crosshair here. So I'm verbalizing. Nope, I'm wrong. It's up here. And it goes right along this grid. So I'm putting marks where I see or I think her arm is going when it crosses that. And then I just look at the journey it takes as it crosses it. Goes past this line, so I have to go all the way down. And it's a little surprising, but if you don't try to argue with it, you'll get a decent piece. I have all these tentacles to draw. Oh my gosh. So when I was teaching you observational techniques in the previous unit, it was all asking yourself, is it closer, is it further, comparing it and contrasting it to the things that are around it. Now we have grid lines to help us do that. There we go. And you just keep chugging away until you have a nice outline. As you're working, as you finish the outlines, you can erase the grid as you go in preparation for the next step of coloring it in with pencil crayons. So I hope this video helps you to get started with your villain activity, your villain artwork by using the X Plus Diamond hashtag grid transfer technique. Please like and subscribe, and I hope you have a fabulous day. Thanks for watching.